Okay, the hour of 5:30 having arrived and passed. We're going to call the public hearing of the Sherman Village Board of Trustees to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray?
Yes.
Trustee Hahn?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Rockford?
Yes.
Trustee Schultz?
Yes.
Trustee Tim?
Yes.
Mayor Hopfelder?
Yes. That's 7 members of the village board present, quorum being established. We're going to proceed with the order of business as set forth on the agenda. For the record, today is Tuesday, August 18th of 2020. We are located at Sherman Village Hall, 401 St. John's Drive. The time is a little bit past 5:30, and this is a public hearing of the Sherman Village Board of Trustees. So,
That clock is on.
It's actually, it says 5:30 on the clock, sir.
oh, perfect. Nice.
We'll just start calling you speaker.
That's how you pass things before the midnight hour. So moving along in the opening, this is a public hearing for a special meeting here. So I'm gonna ask everybody to stand and face the flag, and have Mr. Stratton, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. That moves us along to the public hearing side of this hearing. Item number 1 is to open the public hearing on the grant application of the Fairlane Diner under the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Downstate Stabilization Grant Program. I'm actually going to turn the floor over somewhat to Administrator Stratton to give you a very quick background on this. I know that you were emailed the documents, the information, and kind of a quick synopsis as to why we have to do this per the grant program. So that being said, could you please bring everybody up to speed on what we're doing and
Yes.
why we're doing this?
As a result of the COVID-19, the state of Illinois, through the DCEO offices, provided grant opportunities for local businesses who were struggling with various things in regards to the economic impact that is having on their businesses as a result of the restrictions of the shutdown. DCEO provided a grant opportunity not directly to local businesses on this one, but directly to the villages who would administer the grants through DCEO. So we're actually applying for this grant for ourselves and then distributing that based on a participation agreement, which is included as a part of this, to Fairlane Diner. Reg is here today representing Fairlane as they requested funding under this grant. So our application is to DCEO under the grant to benefit the local business, Fairlane Diner. Just to let everybody know, a letter was sent out and emails were sent out to all the local businesses about the program to determine whether or not they wish to participate. As you can tell, this was a long and arduous process to put this together. Taylor, who works in our office now, he had helped me put this together, and without his help, I'm not sure he'd be here tonight, because it's a volume of information to get $25,000. And this is just hopeful to get $25,000, but we're pretty confident that once approved by the board, it would be fine from there. There are 3 resolutions the board will have to approve tonight as a result of this. One is the actual recognition that we're submitting and approving a resolution to submit the grant itself. The second is fair housing requirement for a resolution for that in accordance with the rules. It's some rule that they have. And the last is a participation agreement, which actually is with Fairlane Diner, Reg, the owner.
Does anybody have any questions, board of trustees, members, anybody? Okay,
I do.
yes?
Yeah. So the 25,000 is for just one bit, like,
It's to offset operational costs as a result of the restrictions.
for one business or for?
This only covers one business. Each application is only for one business.
Gotcha.
I sent all the information on the businesses. This is the only business that responded.
Okay.
If you know businesses that would like to apply,
Mhm.
funding is still available. We can go through this process with them as well, but Fairlane was the first to put through their hat in the ring.
Further questions, discussion?
Uh,
Trustee Schultz?
There's some things Fairlane Diner has to do to look back period, be open for some period of time, keep employees. And there's the reference there that if they don't do that, the village has the opportunity to go back and try to recover the funds. Is there any risk that if the Fairlane Diner doesn't perform, that we have to go back and try to collect the 25,000? And if unsuccessful, what happens?
Well, we have a close relationship with DCEO on this, and that question has come up with a lot of municipalities in my conversations with them. And they said, we'll work with the local agencies, as long as we're doing things in good faith, then they're not gonna come back to us and ask us to return funds to DCEO. If we've taken good faith effort of going to that business and saying, okay, we recognize that during this period, we have all the documentation in place, which there will be required, and the certified information from their CPA or accounting firms where necessary. As long as we submit that stuff and submit that documentation information, we'll be fine. And I don't see that it would be a difficulty in that, because again, the pass-through money, the total amount comes to the village. We're then responsible for administering that and paying that out based on the participation agreement and the documentation that supports all of that, if that makes sense. So all pretty.
Any further questions, discussion? Okay, so we're in the public hearing, and that's gonna bring us to, Fairlane, do you want to speak on behalf of the business? And
I think that should be in like the applications fund.
anybody have any questions for Preston? No? Okay, so that's gonna move us to the public comment period of this hearing. We have no individuals who have signed in to speak during the public hearing. All of the actions that Administrator Stratton spoke of are going to take place in the actual village board meeting, which is going to convene here shortly. That being said, is there any further business to come before the public hearing of the Sherman Village Board of Trustees for the Downstate Stabilization Grant Program and the Fairlane Diner request as stipulated on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, the chair would entertain a motion to adjourn. Trustee Gray makes a motion. Is there a second? Second by Trustee Hahn. All in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned at